Yo, what is up everybody? Welcome back to Joe's Garage. Right behind me is the 2.5RS and the engine bay came out incredible. If you watched last week's video, I sprayed this thing with that rust encapsulator from Eastwood and it's finally dry, so here are the final results. It looks outstanding, and I've even had a couple people say it looks brand new. I know it's not perfect, but it looks just so much better than it did. In today's video, we're gonna be removing the interior from the 2.5RS, pulling the seats out, getting the carpet removed, anything we need to do to check out those floor pans and see how bad the rust actually is under there. Visually, what we can see from the outside is there is a few holes, but when we get that carpet out, we're really gonna find out what it looks like. After we get a good idea of how bad it is, we're gonna start just cutting the panels up and removing any of the rust. It's something I've never done before, is remove floor pans or anything like that. So this is gonna be interesting how it goes. I can't wait to see the results and how bad the floor actually is, but let's just jump right into today's video. Before I remove this centerpiece for the dash, I wanted to show you guys I have this extremely massive mouse nest in here, and it's going to get a little bit messy when I pull this out. Easy piece to remove, just a few Phillips screws, and this lower console piece is just going to come right out. We're going to grab this and then we're going to get that mouse nest cleaned up. Check that mouse nest out. It is disgusting. Yo, we're gonna get this carpet out. I imagine it's gonna be packed under the carpet too, but we're gonna go ahead and get rid of that. Just gonna go ahead and throw it in my McDonald's lunch bag. Oh boy, that's gross. Wonder what that wire goes to. Maybe that's for an automatic, I'm not sure. If you guys know, you could tell me. Yeah, this is disgusting. Alright everybody, I wanted to interrupt my video today just to show you a sneak peek of a super special car that's going to be on Joe's Garage. I'm really excited about this one, and it is also a 90s icon JDM car. I'm just going to do a quick spin around, let you guys see a sneak peek, and then we're going to jump right back into the 2.5RS. And if you know what the car is just from that sneak peek, definitely leave me a comment in the section below. You're just going to have to stay tuned to really find out what I'm going to be doing, what the car is, and a little bit of the backstory behind it. If you've watched my channel, you probably can already guess. Don't spoil it for everybody else. I'm super pumped to bring those videos, but without wasting any more time, let's just continue removing the interior from the 2.5RS so we can get a good look at these floor pans. Let's do it. In order to remove the carpet, I think there's a few kick panels down here. We got this rocker cover, and I think there probably is screws under here or some kind of snap to get this out. A couple push pin things, you know, the little Christmas trees I like to call them, and then I think the rug might be free, so we're gonna go ahead and try get this rug out of here so I don't keep stepping on it and making it any more dirty than it already is. Oh good, they're just little push clips that hold it in. On the inside, we do have one down here we have to get, which is, it's okay. That's not going to be difficult to get. Nice. There is one out here that's a little hidden also, I'll show you guys. It's kind of in a difficult spot to get to. Now this front piece should be able to come right off. Very good. Wow, that looks so solid. That's what's up. Just a little bit of rust here, but that's really good. Very similar on the back. There's two here that need to be removed. We'll just go ahead and get these pried out. Nice. And just like the front piece, this one's gonna come right out for us nice and easy. I do see a little more rust here. Oh, not sure what that is. It's a cover for the wires, but the actual rocker itself doesn't look that bad, or the pinch here, the seam, that's good. We're gonna go ahead and do that exact same thing on the passenger side. one's even in better shape because it's still stuck nice and tight. That's really good. The rust isn't so bad here either. Alright, so on the passenger side it looks like we've got a clip right here and one right here that need to be removed. Then this carpet will fold down, I believe. These were actually threaded. The carpet kind of slipped out over top of it. I didn't damage the carpet. Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree. Oh, how I love my Christmas tree. Now we do have this in here, which looks like there's a tab for me to remove it. And a Phillips screwdriver. Hopefully this will come right out for us. Always one in the crowd. I'm gonna go get the hammer for that. This is a great tool. What you do is you put it in the threads. It's a Phillips, and you'll give it a smack. And the smack will put an impact on it. It's really the best way to do this. This one wants to play tough, huh? I'm just gonna go ahead and drill this thing out. Guess I'm through it. Go for the big one. That's it. Oh, I see. There we go. So I've removed all of the clips in the carpet, I believe, but there was a few that were a little difficult. There's a threaded one right here under the dash and under the gas pedal. That one's also threaded, but it's a strange one. It's got like a rubber gasket on it. I'll show you guys right here. And I beat the crap out of this thing. This is what it looks like. And it's got this plastic piece inside of it. I'm gonna have to replace it. Another thing I wanna note, guys, is that this carpet was actually stapled to this plastic here, and it clipped down on this plastic cover for the fuel lines. All the clips are broken except this one, and I'll probably have to restaple that. I'm not even sure what we're gonna do. But this is gonna be the first time we have the carpet out from the car, and we're really gonna see what these floorboards look like and see how bad the rust really is, and then we're gonna know what else we actually have to remove from this car before we get a little too carried away and start pulling the dash and everything. So I'm gonna go ahead, set up the camera in a good spot so we can see it, and then we're just gonna go ahead and try and get this carpet out. Oh, I do have a couple bolts I have to take out for the seat belts. We're gonna do that really quick. This could either snap it or it'll actually do the trick. Nice. And that side was much cleaner. Perfect. Okay, now I think we have everything out we need to remove the carpet. Alright guys, let's look at some of the problem areas here. You can see the rust down here is just a little worse than everywhere else under the carpet. I'm not sure why the driver's side has such a bad issue with the rust, but the passenger side is really clean. Look at where the seat mounts to the body, and look at the driver's side. It's night and day difference. I don't know why it's so bad over here. I'm gonna clean it all up and get everything stripped out of it, and we're gonna see what's usable and how back I'm gonna have to tear it. Maybe I can just clean this up and recoat it, and I don't have to put in new panels, but right here doesn't feel so good. But we're gonna go ahead and pull this out and then take a look at that. Wow, these fuel lines are so clean right here. Maybe we're still able to use these. Let's go ahead and peel this stuff up and see what we get. Nice. Even though this is breaking, I'm gonna have to get some more of this sound deadening stuff. No way. That is crazy that that just came out. Wow. This car is amazing. Oh, there's one more in here. Okay. This one's got to be the bad boy. Crazy. There's the rusty spot on the inside. Yeah, all coming free. Okay, check out how rusty that is. That's insane. Alright guys, now that we have the seats removed and the carpet pulled out, you saw that I was removing some of the Dynamat, the soundproofing down here to really reveal how bad the floor pan is. And in this driver's side, it is the worst, and it is really only bad right here. It's very critical how bad it is right here, and that's where the worst amount of the rust is from the outside also. Over here you can see it's getting a little dicey, and we might have to fix this piece of the panel here, but from here over it is extremely solid and it's just surface rust. So we're probably gonna have to brush this down somehow. Probably not gonna be sandblasting this, maybe just grind it down, clean it up and coat it. But the passenger side is extremely clean. We're not gonna have to do much work over there, which is a really good thing. And the rear seat pan is also extremely clean. The only other places there's really rust in here are where the driver's seat mounts to the body of the car, which I'm not too worried about. We can clean this up and seal it, zinc it, do whatever we gotta do to prevent more rust from showing up, but this really isn't that bad. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna go underneath the car, remove some of the undercoating to reveal the rust from underneath to just see how bad this really is. And I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Down here we have all this undercoating, and if you could see, it's extremely thick, but there is some of the panels under here that are pretty clean. So what I want to do really quickly is remove some of this about where the panel gets weak and see how bad the floor pan is. If it's rusty under here, which I can't really tell yet, we're gonna remove it. We're just gonna cut it right out and plan to replace it. And here's that hole you can see. I'll stick my hand through it for you guys. Here's that hole, and this was where the rust was really bad, and I had that issue with the control arm bushing mount from the initial video. I mean, that was one of the first things I addressed with this restoration project, and I just learned a way how to fix this also, so I'm super excited about that. But really what we're gonna do is just get this cleaned up a little bit to see how bad the rust is, and then we're gonna start just cutting this stuff out, because that's where we're at, guys. We're really starting to remove all the rust on the car. We did the engine bay, it's sealed up with the encapsulator. It's time to get these rockers adjusted, the floor pan fixed, and then we can start almost really addressing the underside of the car, but we have something really special in order to do that, which I'm pretty excited about that also. Okay, so as you can see, I did get most of this peeled off, and what it reveals is some hidden rust underneath that undercoating, and I am fearful that that's all over the car, and it's not easy to remove this stuff. I don't know why Subaru made it so thick. I mean, maybe that was for preventative measures, but what did it really prevent? Because you guys can see how bad this is. And it's like this everywhere. I mean, it might not be as bad on the passenger side, but you remember when I was removing everything, how rusty everything was from underneath. The undercoating did an okay job. I mean, you could see where it's pretty clean in most places, but where it's rusty, it's pretty rusty. To remove all of this, it's gonna take a lot of time. I might grab my torch. The heat gun was moving too slow, and I remember when I used my torch, it came pretty quick. So let's go in the cab and see what we've got. Look at these rust holes a little better for you. We did reveal some more holes in the structure, which I had thought these were gonna be bad here, because I saw how soft this was. Yeah, I guess the rust is really only bad right up here, and then these two little spots here. I'll go back under to confirm that. There is a few more rust spots, but yeah, you can see what I mean by under that undercoating, there was some more rust that we weren't aware of. And there is a lot of undercoating to remove. I mean, you can see it all on the ground here. Okay, but I was able to remove all of the dynamite up here to see if there's any more rust, and there really isn't any more rust going this way and up, so I think we're gonna be okay if we just cut this out here, and underneath that's also exactly what we need to cut out. So this is looking good. That's what we're gonna end up doing, is just cutting this whole piece out right here, because this is pretty bad. And I think it'll be pretty easy to just patch in a piece. I'm not worried about it one bit. It could have been so much worse down here. I'm excited about that. We're gonna go ahead and cut these pieces out before the end of today's video so we can get a real idea of what it's gonna look like and how I need to fix it. Alright, now that we have the underside revealed, I saw where the rust is really bad. So we're going to start cutting around here, back here. We're definitely going to cut out that panel. I've never really done this before, having to cut floor panels out, so I'm not going to get crazy. But we're going to just do our best to make nice, tight little cutouts. And if I need to cut more out as we go, I will. But really what we're trying to do is just remove where the rust is really, really bad. And while we're down on the underside, we are going to cut some of the rocker out and anything to reveal some more underneath and really make sure we're removing the rust that we need to. So let's grab the cutoff wheel and start to cut some of this out. So for underneath, I'm gonna go ahead and cut some of this back really quick to see what we're working with here so I can make the most accurate cut. All right, so let's just take a quick look at what we did here. I did open this up a little more, and way earlier on, I cut out a piece of this. So this actually stretched from here down, and it would cover all of this to about right here is where it's seam welded together, or what's that called? Spot welded here together. So this was a panel that covered from here all the way up. So technically all this is hidden underneath this panel. Even though there's a lot of rust, I'm not sure I have to remove much more of this. Down here there's a couple holes that I probably will cut this out and put a patch in, but for the most part this is all pretty solid, along with this pinch weld down here. This is solid. Like, I'm not sure if I have to replace this, but I hate the way it looks. I don't really love the rust, so I might recreate all of these panels down here. Definitely a rocker from here down, and when it's worse I'll patch it up. I'm not going to do much more cutting right now until I really get a better look of this when it's up in the air, which is something we're going to be doing soon. But I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what it looks like from the inside now. Alright, so here you can see it from the inside, what we're working with. And I did have to come up a little bit with this cut here because it was rusted up against the side. That's that inner tube there under the rocker you could see. And this is a pretty nice size hole. It's nothing crazy though. That's really not that bad. This is also solid that it's multiple layers of metal. I don't think that I'm gonna have to replace any of this. I might just clean it up and seal it. But for the most part, all the really bad rust is out from here, and that's good. And then we did this over here, which you could see was this panel, and it did have those rust holes. So the bottom side of this one was really bad. This is where all the major rust was from underneath. So yeah, we got a good, 6 inches, 7 inches cut here. It's still pretty loose, but there's no reinforcement between this panel and the back. Like they did this, it's like a couple layers of the panel. I think I might do that here, but we really just need to patch it in here. This seam weld here isn't so bad. I'm not really worried about it. We're gonna make some tin pieces and fill that in. So yeah, we've got our floor, the rust pretty much cut out. I know there is some more we're gonna have to cut out underneath this. Like I said, the rocker panel will come out, and then we'll cut anything we need to on that pinch weld as we go. But I think that's where I'm gonna wrap up this video. We removed the interior and we started cutting our floor pans, so we're making some really good progress. So next we will pretty much knock down all this rust the best we can. I do have a cool sandblaster tool for this, and seal it up so it doesn't continue to rust, and then we're gonna be going to make new panels. All right, everybody, that's it for today's video. We were able to get 95% of the interior removed, at least the parts that I really needed to check out that floor pan, the seats, the carpet. We found that there was some rust holes in the floor pan, nothing too critical. It was really not that bad. We started to cut them out, and we're already making big progress, because now that those are cut out, I can kind of work around the rest of the rust, see what else I need to remove, and then I can start fabricating some panels. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how that floor pan comes out. I have no clue what the final result's going to look like, but we're going to find out together. Make sure to stay tuned to my channel. Like I showed you guys in the beginning of the video, I have something very special coming up, and I'm just going to give you a sneak peek. Whoop! It's going to be pretty sweet, and I really hope you guys stick around to see that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace out.